I've always believed that Peter and I were meant to be. We'd been married for 8 years, and our life together seemed perfect. We both had successful careers, Peter as an architect and me as a graphic designer. Our home was a cozy sanctuary, filled with laughter and warmth. At the end of each day, we'd share our stories and adventures over dinner, feeling grateful for the love and support we had for each other. It was a sunny Sunday afternoon when our lives changed. We were attending a local fair, enjoying the vibrant colors, delicious food, and cheerful atmosphere. As we wandered through the fairgrounds, I stumbled upon a small tent with a sign that read Serena's Healing Sessions. Intrigued, I convinced Peter to give it a try with me. Inside the dimly lit tent, we met Serena, a woman with kind eyes and an aura of wisdom. She explained that she was an empathic healer and would help us balance our energies. Peter hesitated but agreed to go first, if only to humor me. Serena placed her hands on Peter's shoulders, closed her eyes, and took a deep breath. After a few moments, she opened her eyes and smiled, telling Peter he had a strong energy. Then it was my turn. As Serena's hands touched my shoulders, I felt an indescribable surge of energy connecting us. It was as if our souls were speaking to each other in a language only they understood. When the session ended, Serena looked deeply into my eyes and whispered, "You have a rare gift for empathic healing, my dear." With each passing day, I became more captivated by the world of empathic healing. I devoured books on spirituality and energy healing, attended workshops led by renowned healers, and even joined a local support group. The more I learned and practiced, the more my abilities grew. My newfound sensitivity allowed me to connect with others on a deeper level. I could sense the emotional pain of my friends, family, and even strangers. It was as if I could see beyond the surface, understanding the feelings that they were trying to hide from the world. And as I began to help them heal, I felt a sense of fulfillment that I'd never experienced before. However, this transformation had an unintended consequence. As I became more in tune with the emotions of others, I started to feel disconnected from Peter. Our once effortless communication had become strained, and I could sense a growing frustration within him. One evening, after another quiet dinner, Peter finally opened up. "Jane, I feel like I'm losing you to this new world," he said, his voice tinged with sadness. "I'm trying to understand, but it's like you're speaking a different language." I reached for his hand and looked into his eyes. "I know it's difficult, Peter, but this is a part of me now. I need you to trust that my love for you hasn't changed." Despite my reassurances, the gap between us continued to widen. Peter attended a few workshops with me, but instead of bringing us closer together, it only seemed to push us further apart. He struggled to understand my passion for empathic healing, and I could see his growing discomfort with my new focus. One weekend, I invited Peter to join me for a healing retreat. Reluctantly, he agreed, hoping it would help him better understand my new path. However, the retreat only exacerbated our differences. While I eagerly participated in the healing sessions and discussions, Peter remained distant and skeptical. On the last day of the retreat, we took a walk together through the serene gardens. I tried to share my excitement about the weekend, but Peter's expression remained somber. "I just don't get it, Jane," he said, his voice cracking. "I feel like we're drifting apart. I miss the way things used to be." Tears filled my eyes as I realized the toll my transformation was taking on our relationship. "I miss it too, Peter," I admitted. "But I can't ignore this gift. It's changed me, and I can't go back to who I was before. As we stood there, holding each other amidst the beauty of the garden, I knew that something had to change. We needed to find a way to bridge the chasm that had formed between us or risk losing the love that had once been our foundation. One day, my best friend, Lisa, called me in tears. Her husband, Michael, had suffered a severe stroke, and the doctors were unsure if he would survive. I rushed to the hospital, feeling a mix of fear and determination. I entered the dimly lit hospital room, where Lisa sat by Michael's bedside, clutching his hand. "Can you help him, Jane?" she asked, her voice trembling. I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and placed my hands on Michael's chest. As I focused my energy, I felt a warmth spreading throughout my body, and Michael's shallow breaths became deeper and more stable. When I opened my eyes, Lisa was staring at me in awe. "His vitals are stabilizing," she whispered, her eyes filled with gratitude. As I returned home that night, I knew I couldn't abandon my healing path. But my marriage was crumbling, and I had to make a choice. I sat down with Peter and said, "I love you, but I can't ignore this gift I have. I need you to understand that this is a part of me now." Peter's face was a mix of sadness and frustration. "I love you too, Jane, but I don't know if I can accept this new part of your life. It feels like it's pulling you away from me." We sat in silence, the weight of our words hanging in the air. I knew I couldn't give up my newfound calling, but I also didn't want to lose the man I loved. What if we try to find a way to balance both? I suggested. "I'll make sure to dedicate time for us, and you can try to be more open to my healing journey. Maybe we can find a way to make this work." Peter hesitated for a moment, and then nodded. "I'll try, Jane. I don't want to lose you either." That night, we held each other tightly, knowing that the road ahead would be challenging. But we were determined to face it together, embracing the love that had brought us this far and the hope that we could bridge the gap between our worlds. As the days turned into weeks, Peter and I started to rebuild our connection. He attended a few healing sessions with me, learning to appreciate the impact my gift had on others. And I made a conscious effort to be present in our relationship, cherishing the moments we shared. Slowly, we began to understand and accept each other's differences. Our love, once threatened by the chasm between our worlds, now grew stronger as we faced our challenges together. And while our journey was far from easy, we knew that as long as we had each other, we could overcome any obstacle that life threw our way. Our story was a testament to the power of love and the importance of understanding and supporting one another, even when faced with seemingly insurmountable differences. In the end, we discovered that it was possible to bridge the gap between our worlds and find harmony in our relationship, despite the challenges that came with embracing our two sides of the coin.